My dad's pregnant girlfriend thought her baby would finally turn him into a real father, until I told her he already had 3 other kids he abandoned, and her baby probably wouldn't be any different either. I'm 17, and for basically my entire life, my dad has only seen me 1 day a month. That's it. 1 single day. Doesn't matter if it was my birthday week, school events, holidays, or if I was sick. 1 day a month was all I ever got. My mom tried for years to get the visitation changed because honestly, what kind of father only shows up 12 times a year? But the judge said since he technically never missed his scheduled day, the visits had to continue until I turned 18, which happens this October. I've literally been counting down the months. The thing is, I'm not even his only kid. Over the years, my dad dated different women and had 3 more children with them. Different moms, different families, same story every time. He disappears emotionally and moves on. Those kids are being raised by other men now because their moms got married. My dad barely exists in their lives either. My mom once asked if I wanted relationships with them, but honestly, I didn't. Maybe that sounds cold, but they're strangers to me. We didn't grow up together. We don't talk. I don't hate them, but I don't feel anything either. I've always considered myself an only child because that's how life actually feels. Now my dad has a new girlfriend, and she's pregnant. At first she seemed nice enough, but she clearly had this fantasy in her head that we were all going to become one big happy family. Problem is, nobody told her who my dad actually is. She only knew about me, not the other kids. Every time I went over there, she'd talk non-stop about the baby. She invited me baby shopping multiple times, asked if I wanted to go to ultrasound appointments, showed me tiny baby clothes like I was supposed to get emotional over them. I always politely said no, but she couldn't understand it. Last week, she finally asked me directly why I didn't seem excited to become a big brother. She literally said she thought I'd be happy to finally have a sibling. That's when I finally snapped. I told her this wasn't the first time my dad got someone pregnant. I told her he already had 3 other kids I wanted nothing to do with, and her baby wasn't going to magically change that. I said, I consider myself an only child, and that's not changing just because my dad keeps having random kids with different women. The second I said it, her entire face changed. At first, she thought I was lying. Then she started asking questions, real questions. And once she realized I was serious, she just sat there staring at me like the ground disappeared under her feet. Then she asked me something that honestly irritated me even more. She said, but why don't you want relationships with them? They could be lifelong siblings. I looked at her and said, because my dad doesn't actually build families. He just starts new ones. She started crying, actual tears. Then she whispered that she wanted better for her baby. And without even thinking, I replied, then you picked the wrong guy. Yeah, that one hit hard. After that, she locked herself in their bedroom the rest of the visit. My dad spent the next hour acting angry at me instead of addressing literally anything I said. Before I left, he demanded I apologize to her for being cruel. I told him no, because honestly, I didn't lie about anything. A few days later, his girlfriend texted my mom asking for an apology and saying she hoped I'd choose to be a good brother once the baby arrives. My mom ignored the message completely. Now I know the next time I go over there, this is all going to explode again if they're still together by then. But part of me feels like she deserved to know the truth before she built her entire future around some fantasy version of my dad that doesn't actually exist. And maybe the harshest part is, I don't even feel guilty. Comment deadbeat if you think the girlfriend deserved to know the truth before having that baby.